In 2014, in Montgomery County, Maryland, an unforgettable mystery started when two young kids, Sarah and Jacob, suddenly disappeared. They were last seen with their mom, Catherine Hoggle, in a quiet town. One day, the kids seemed happy at home, but then they were gone. This made everyone in the town and the police very worried and quite confused. They started looking everywhere and tried to discover what happened to Sarah and Jacob. In this strange case, many questions surround both of the parents. This case is particularly strange because it involves a mother as the prime suspect. Yet the case remains unsolved despite this unusual and alarming aspect. Could Catherine, their mom, or Troy, their dad, be involved in the kids' sudden disappearance? What secrets were they hiding? Catherine's behavior became more erratic during interrogations, raising further suspicions. Why were her answers confusing? Troy's responses also added to the mystery. As the whole town came together to search for Sarah and Jacob, the odd actions of both parents deepened the mystery and made everyone even more concerned. The story of Sarah and Jacob Hoggle isn't just a sad family story. It's a tale that makes us think hard about justice, mental health, and how far we would go to find out the truth. By the way, if you love intriguing stories, you'll love us too. At Vice Confidential, we bring you the most interesting true crime cases ripped straight from the headlines. If you like what we do here, please like and subscribe. Your support means the world to us and will make a huge difference in helping our channel grow. Now, without further ado, let's unweave all the layers of this story. Catherine Hoggle, 27, was a mom to two young kids, Sarah and Jacob. Sarah, just 3 years old, was known for her bright smile and cheerful personality. She loved playing with her toys and had a sweet, engaging nature that charmed everyone around her. Jacob, only 2, was full of energy and curiosity. His playful giggles and adventurous spirit were a source of joy for his family. Together, they brought light and happiness to their home. As a mom, Catherine had a special bond with them, filled with moments of love and care. However, her mental health struggles sometimes made this relationship complicated. Despite these challenges, the love she had for her children was evident. Troy Turner, the father of Sarah and Jacob, played a vital role in this family. He was known for being a strong and stable presence, often acting as the anchor for his family during challenging times. Patient and understanding, Troy's nature was one of support and resilience, especially important in managing the complexities of family life and Catherine's mental health struggles. His commitment to his children and partner was evident in his consistent support and dedication. Everything seemed fine in the lives of Jacob and Sarah Hoggle until September 2014, when their world took a dark turn. In a sudden and bewildering episode of events, both children disappeared under mysterious circumstances. When Troy Turner got home from work and discovered his children, Jacob and Sarah, were missing, he faced a really confusing and scary situation. Catherine, his partner, couldn't give him clear answers. She first said she left Jacob with a friend, and then mentioned Sarah was in a different daycare. She also gave unclear answers that didn't make sense. Troy, filled with worry and shock, didn't wait to call the police. He reported his kids missing right away. This call began the extensive and difficult search for Jacob and Sarah. The local police, along with members of the community, launched an extensive search for the two children. The investigation initially focused on areas Catherine was known to visit, but no clues about the children's whereabouts were found. As days passed, the search expanded, with volunteers and law enforcement officers combing through neighborhoods, parks, and nearby areas. The community rallied together, holding on to hope that Jacob and Sarah would be found safe. When Jacob and Sarah Hoggle first disappeared, everyone was confused and scared. People urgently wanted to know what happened. Their sudden vanishing from normal life into a strange and worrying situation grabbed the attention and concern of the local community and people nationwide. As the days passed with no sign of Jacob and Sarah Hoggle, Catherine Hoggle's actions and statements became puzzling and concerning. When questioned by the children's father, Troy Turner, about their whereabouts, Catherine provided elusive and inconsistent responses. She claimed to have left Jacob at a friend's home, and later made up a story about a new daycare for Sarah, leading Turner on a fruitless search across different locations. Catherine Hoggle's behavior took an even more alarming turn when she asked Turner to stop at a fast food restaurant, only to flee the scene, effectively vanishing. This left Turner stranded and further deepened the mystery of the children's whereabouts. 4 days after her disappearance, police located and interviewed Catherine Hoggle, who reportedly refused to cooperate with the investigation. She was eventually detained and taken to a maximum security psychiatric hospital. Initially, Catherine Hoggle faced misdemeanor charges of neglect, abduction, and hindering the police investigation. However, as the severity of the situation became apparent, and with no sign of the children, in 2017 she was indicted by a grand jury for the murder of Jacob and Sarah Hoggle. This indictment changed the legal circumstances significantly, allowing her to be held longer under state law. Since her arrest, Catherine Hoggle underwent numerous mental health evaluations. These assessments consistently concluded that she was not mentally fit to stand trial. Diagnosed with schizophrenia, major depressive disorder, and general anxiety disorder, she exhibited symptoms such as impaired judgment, poor insight, paranoia, and disorganized thinking. These evaluations played a crucial role in the legal proceedings, as they repeatedly led to declarations of her incompetence to face trial. Maryland law played a significant part in this case. Under state law, a person facing criminal charges who is found mentally unfit can only be held for a limited period before trial. Initially, Hoggle faced misdemeanor charges, which allowed a 3-year holding period. However, after being indicted for the murder of her children in 2017, the law permitted her to be held for up to 5 years without trial, due to the gravity of the charges. In a pivotal moment of the case, Circuit Judge James Bonifant dropped the murder charges against Catherine Hoggle. This decision came about because, according to Maryland law, felony charges must be dropped if a defendant remains incompetent 5 years after being charged. Judge Bonifant's decision reflected this legal requirement, taking into account Hoggle's prolonged mental illness and her consistent inability to participate in her own defense. The prosecutors maintained that despite the lack of physical evidence, there was sufficient circumstantial evidence to convict Hoggle of murder. They sought to bring the case to trial, believing that justice for Jacob and Sarah required it. On the other hand, Troy Turner, the children's father, expressed his deep sorrow and frustration over the legal system's inability to bring his children's case to trial. He believed firmly that Hoggle was responsible for the disappearance and presumed death of their children, and has been vocal about his desire for justice and closure. This stage of the legal proceedings highlighted the complex interplay between mental health considerations and the pursuit of justice within the legal system. The dropping of charges against Catherine Hoggle left many, especially Troy Turner, feeling that justice wasn't done, working hard to find out what happened to his kids, Jacob and Sarah, which kept their story mysterious and sad. Troy did a lot to bring attention to this case. He talked to the media, went to court, and even joined the searches. He wanted to make sure Catherine was held responsible for what happened. In the legal process, he pushed for more investigation and tried to keep Catherine in custody. There was also a podcast called Unrestorable about this case that featured recorded phone calls between Troy and Catherine. In these emotionally charged conversations, the anguish and frustration in Troy's voice were evident, as he persistently asked Catherine about the whereabouts of their children. For instance, in one call, he pleaded, "Catherine, please, where are the kids? You have to tell me." To which Catherine responded in a disconnected tone, "They're safe. That's all you need to know," without providing any specific information. In another poignant exchange, he asked, "Are Jacob and Sarah safe? Just give me something to go on." Yet Catherine's replies remained elusive and unsatisfying, saying things like, "It's not the right time to explain." Troy's efforts indeed show how much he wanted to find the truth and get justice for his children. To this date, Catherine Hoggle remains confined in a state mental hospital, where she has been since shortly after her arrest in 2014. Her long-term stay is due to her mental health condition, which has consistently been assessed as rendering her incompetent to stand trial. This intersection raises important questions about how the legal system can balance the need for justice with the realities of mental illness, especially in cases involving serious crimes. The Catherine Hoggle case, with its many twists and unresolved mysteries, continues to capture public attention and evoke deep emotions. The most heart-wrenching aspect of this case is the unresolved fate of Jacob and Sarah Hoggle. Despite extensive searches and investigations into the disappearance of Sarah and Jacob, no definitive evidence has emerged regarding their whereabouts or well-being. Various theories have been proposed in news stories and discussions about the case. Turner actively pushed search efforts, distributed missing persons flyers, and launched a Facebook campaign to spread the word and collect clues. However, these efforts have not yet led to a resolution. Catherine's mother, Lindsay Hoggle, has suggested that Catherine might have connections to a group of people who could have taken the children based on her analysis of Catherine's emails, texts, and phone records. Lindsay believes the children are safe, and that her daughter knows their location. Bob Lowry of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children mentioned the existence of underground networks that hide children, believing it to be in their best interests. This theory, however, contrasts with the views of investigators, who argue that if the children were alive and safe, someone would have come forward by now. Troy Turner, on various news channels like Fox 5, Washington, D.C., has expressed his belief that Catherine killed their children, despite holding out hope as a father. He is focused on trying to find them, regardless of their condition. The case of Jacob and Sarah Hoggle is ongoing. It's a story without an end, a puzzle still missing. Over time, new developments might emerge, but for now, the questions still remain. Jacob and Sarah's legacy goes beyond their disappearance. The story encourages us to pay more attention to mental health and the safety of children. It's a call to action for communities to come together, support families facing challenges, and work towards preventing such tragedies in the future. It's a reminder that we all have a role to play in creating a safer and more understanding world. This story leaves us with a mix of emotions. There's hope that one day the truth will come to light. There's a desire for justice, for some kind of resolution. But above all, there's a reminder of how complex and mysterious life can be, and how some questions may remain unanswered. Guys, thank you for joining us at Vice Confidential. We hope today's journey into this case has captivated your curiosity as much as ours. Remember, if true crime stories are what you crave, we've got plenty more waiting for you. If you like this video or any of our other videos, please like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. We love hearing from our viewers. Stay safe, stay curious, and we'll see you on the other side.